At a time when children generally weren't brought to the theatre, other than the annual pantomime, Barnstorm wanted to create a temple of dreams for this audience because there are infinite possibilities in dreams. Using a previous production, The Messenger from 2016, we will explore the value of theatre for young audiences. You will meet the playwright, Mike Kenny, educational consultant Anne Murta, and Anna Galligan, Outreach and Education for Barnstorm.
The Messenger is a play which is set at the time of the Easter Rising in Dublin. A real event, a big historical event, and we chose it coming up to the centenary, the 100 years anniversary, where stuff about the Rising was going to be everywhere. We knew that. And I, initially, I didn't know what to say about it to young people.
From what I've witnessed, it's a thoroughly enjoyable experience. The children come to the theatre for a story, but with actors, the stage set, lights, sounds, a story comes to life in a way that's unique to the theatre.
The Temple of Dreams. I just wanted to make theatre for all, especially those who might not have experienced theatre before. Children, communities, young people. I wanted them to experience the excitement of the event and the magic of theatre and its immediacy.
Theatre is about exploring what it is to be human, and the theatre offers so many opportunities to explore the world around us. Enhancing the experience for teachers and children is what Barnstorm seeks to do through a highly developed theatre support programme. It offers pre- and post workshops in the school and a teacher's resource pack for each production. The teacher resource packs are designed with the curriculum in mind and offer activities in various subjects across the board.
Bringing your class to the theatre can be a lovely bonding experience, but it can also kickstart conversations about difficult and complex topics. In the case of The Messenger, the 1916 Rising itself, or Christie's parents constantly arguing, or his father's gambling addiction. A theatre visit provides an ideal opportunity to explore the whole area of empathy and points of view. In The Messenger, you have a great variety of points of view when it comes to the Rising. It's also a valuable tool for discussing communication, body language, tone of voice, facial expression, all of which feature prominently in the primary school language curriculum.
The rules are, I think, in a play for young people is a young person has to be at the centre of it. A young person has to do stuff. The stuff has to have consequences. That young child has to have agency. Events have to be affected by them.
We approached the school pack by dividing the activities into 3 sections. Before the play, where we prepped the children for their theatre visit, looking at such things as publicity, posters, we listened to a promotional audio clip, and we asked the children to discuss the difference between watching a play on TV and watching a play on the stage. Now that was an interesting discussion. Then we had recalling the play following the theatre visit. And among the topics we explored here were points of view, compliments. Christy was very gracious at accepting compliments. We looked at figurative language and messages. Finally, we had beyond the play, where the play was used as a springboard for further learning. In history, we had the children working as historians to look at life in the tenements using the 1911 census. As games featured prominently in the play, we asked the children to ask their parents and their grandparents what games they had played when they were young, and we asked the children to bring those games into the school. Finally, we had the idea of a time capsule for the year 2116. We asked the children to think about what they could put into that capsule that reflected their own lives and life in general in Ireland in the year 2016.
Theatre is a live experience. Many artists create the production, but the audience is the final element to make it happen. It is a communal experience where the children see themselves reflected in the story on stage. They live through their young protagonists' challenges and journey from the beginning of the story to the end. It is important to Barnstorm that the child is at the centre of its work for young audiences.
The Messenger is an obvious play to explore history because of its setting, 1916. But what I love about the play is not only the richness of its written word, but hearing the characters bring those words to life in a production. The characters can bring tone, modulation, subtext, context and emotion. There's a great use of simile and metaphor in The Messenger. Some that come to mind are, as much chance as a chocolate teapot, or all over it like measles. But I think my favourite is, she has a face like she's been sucking lemons. What a picture.
Children's own experiences are at the heart of the story. Thus, the children are invited to step into the shoes of Christy Brady, 10 years old, and experience life in the Dublin tenements during the 1916 Rising. Through Christy, the children are enabled to imagine a different world. It's a world of hunger, overcrowding, poverty, neglect, but also fun, excitement, family loyalty and friendship. And that's the beauty of children's theatre. There's the space for those contradictions.
It often seems to happen in the creating of a play that some angel drops something in your lap and the thing that solves a lot of the problems. And the thing here was Joe Duffy wrote a book about the children who were killed, the 40 children who were killed over the course of the 6 days of the Rising. And that became the inspiration for the play. It didn't solve all my problems because actually the book didn't come out until after I'd had to write the play. But just the idea of it was enough to get me started. 40 children died in the city in which they lived in over the course of that. And when I was writing it, the fighting was going on in Aleppo, in Syria. We don't often think in our comfortable West these days of war coming into your hometown, and how traumatic that could be. But that is what was happening in Aleppo while I was writing the play, and that's what happened in Dublin in the days of the Rising. I love working with Barnstorm. Barnstorm gives me the most difficult challenges and therefore the most worthwhile tasks, really, and are very, very, very generous in their time and care